Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're back playing some more City Skylines, making Dayton throughout history. We're in 1875, or using the 1875 map to build out the city. And I'm going to show you some new stuff I've done. Since the last stream, I've basically kind of modded, made some little roads. I found a mod that makes roads easier, so I kind of have some mods, or some roads. And if you can tell, I redid everything. Most of the gravel roads are replaced, I think, except for a couple in the Oregon District area. But I like this better. I think it looks nicer. The only thing I need to figure out if I can get rid of the little dotted lines. If not, it's fine. It doesn't bother me as much. But I've also come up with another idea I kind of want to do with like this little second season, even though this is episode 2 into it. I'm going to try showing the map in the top left corner. That way you kind of see what I'm doing. I've also, with the covered bridges, I made a tram covered bridge, but the only downside is it doesn't have rails. So any of the bridges that are made out of like the covered bridge gravel road won't have any like actual like rails. So we'll have to see how it works and what it looks like. But also another thing I'm thinking about doing, which I might do off stream, so that way you guys aren't suffering through it. I'm thinking about redoing the canals just as a regular like canal in the game. Just because I realized after messing around with the tiny canal, I could make it go in both directions through the asset editor. But I'm like, you know, it's the same exact size as what the Dutch one is. So if I use the Dutch canal system, I might be able to do that, make it look a little nicer, and it's not going to be like 50 feet to 100 feet deep in the city, because, you know, that'd just be way too deep. But yeah, so with that said, let's get started. Well, oh, let's watch this boat go through the canal real fast. The canal lock. Oh, actually, there's 2 of them going through the canal lock. Huh? That's great. Okay, well, that was done. So let's get started. So we're back over here in the first ward. Give me a second to pop the other thing real fast. And ta-da! There's the map. So, in theory, when I move around and look at things over here on the side, you should be able to see it as well. So, to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, what I'm doing and stuff. Of course... Oh, I broke it. Let me see. Let me look at it real fast. It's loading. Okay. I think we're good. Go ahead and zoom back in here. We have to rotate it. This is one of the things I have when I'm trying to record this. I accidentally click the wrong thing and hit escape and mess up everything. So we're going to be looking at more of this top section here, which is over here. Okay. So give me a sec, make sure everything looks good. Everything looks good, we're fine. Alrighty, cool. So, and I broke it again. This is what happens. Gotta love technical difficulty. So we're gonna have to rotate clockwise. We're good, okay. Go in here. A little bit closer here. There we go. Nice. Okay, click on this. Now we're gonna go in. We're good, okay. Of course, one thing you'll notice the difference between this map and the map up here in the corner is that the blocks aren't the same size. Well, the map's not correctly in the same size as what everything else is, so that's why the blocks are a little bit longer rather than being more square. But let's go ahead and look at some things. So we're going up here to Kiwi Street, which is right here. No, where are we at? Kiwi should be here. Yes, here's Kiwi. And so the only downside is the one here, which is Water Street, which is one of those things. There we go. Let's go ahead, we'll bring Water Street all the way across. Okay, try that again. Bring Water Street all the way across. I think at some point we're gonna have like a mod issue. There we go. Because I've noticed when I log in sometimes, we'll get like lots of errors. So at some point this might crash and might be the end of the season. As you can tell, I got more things everywhere. And apparently it's still Halloween themed. So let's go ahead. And I am thinking about we might go ahead and fix the canal here. Let's go ahead. We're going to go here. Let's go type Dutch. We got our canal. So one of the downside is I think when we use the gravel road, it messed up like the height of the train. As you can tell, there's like little waves and everything. So, and apparently there's this too. get rid of you. So the only thing I'm concerned about is I do want to flatten this all out, but I'm curious as if it's going to mess with a lot of things. But we'll find that out, I guess, when we get there. So let's go ahead. We're going to flatten things, make it whatever this is. There we are. Let's flatten this all out. Hopefully it'll make things okay. If not, well, we'll find out, I guess. As you can tell, there's a huge terrain difference. Same with this. Let's see, can we flatten this out maybe? We can kind of flatten it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and come in here and get rid of that. And we'll stop about that bridge. And then I'll fix this eventually. Let's go ahead and get that nice canal in there real fast. As you can tell in the top left corner where it says levee, that's kind of roughly in that area where I'm at. And apparently, the water's flooding in. That's grand. Okay, so we're gonna need that canal again. Back to here. And we're gonna try turning off everything. There we go. And we're just gonna bring it right around. And I think if you look at that map, I want to say, hopefully it fixes itself. That looks horrible. And we'll stop that about there. Yeah, that's doing something weird right there. There we go. Let's see if we can't fix that. And it's crazy to think about, you know, in the beginning of this, that looks slightly better. I don't quite like the little jaggedness of that. Can we fix that if I pull it down a little bit? Question. Yeah, that kind of looks a little bit better. Kinda. Yeah, we kind of fixed it there. But what's crazy was, you know, we used to have like a big pond over here. I think it was more up here. Now we got the canal. Looks nice. Like this whole area had a creek and everything, and now that's all gone. But here's the thing I've been debating about, like really trying to figure out what I want to do. So on the map, if we look at the top corner by where it says levee, there's lumberyard. Well, the only downside is with that lumberyard, where's Kiwi? No, not Kiwi. Foundry Street. Foundries should be here. Okay, so Foundry's there. So the only thing is this very top part, it's like lumberyards and stuff. Probably looking at about right here. There'd be lumberyards. Well, the only downside is if I do put lumberyards in, they're way too big. Like way too big. Because we'll go here real fast. And we'll do... Where's that? We'll do this. Like, as you can tell, they're just huge. Like, they're just all gigantic. So, what I think I might do, I might just go ahead and just try making our own little thing. Just like using different things. But at the same time, too, is I don't know what the color representation is on that mini-map. Like, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like, I would assume green would be like industry, since it's there, but then green is mixed in with houses. So, that's one of the problems I have. But the canal's looking nice. We're getting some water in it, so. But as you can tell, there's quite a bit of train tracks and stuff between here. That's actually really pretty good once we get the first street here. We'll have plenty of room, I think. So when we go ahead, we're going to mess with that. We'll think about the lumberyards, what we want to do eventually. But we're going to go ahead, I think. We're going to start putting trains in, I believe. We'll find what halfway is, which is about there. And we're going to go to trains. They'll probably yell at us too. Seeing as how like the closest train line's like right there. I could buy it, unless I want to come up here and buy this. We might buy the highway instead. So many things we could do. We could also bring the highway in over here too. Let's do this real fast. Will that get us there? No. That will get us the highway there. About down here. This is the problem we might have. We might like run things too much. How much is this gonna cost us? 10,000? We have the money. That's no problem. All right, well we're gonna fake a train for now. Look at that. As you can tell, we're slowly getting into autumn with it being slow down time. It's September, so we're gonna see like a lot of the brown, like I guess the grass turned brown. Alrighty, so we're between water and that. Alrighty. The first thing we need to do between Webster, which is here, Webster and water, we're gonna have a roundhouse. So let's go here, type in round. We'll see if it'll actually let us do it. Round. No. Alrighty. Well, let's go here. And we'll actually check and see if it's under rails. Okay, we might actually have to put some stuff down first. So there's a depot. That's going to be at the end here. So we'll have a little freight depot right there at the end. Go over here. That's very small. Okay, so there's Founder Street. So let's see what we got here. We have a lumber transfer station. That's pretty huge. That's pretty big, actually. We might put the small cargo transfer. What we might also do, might turn it still if we can. So we're gonna go, I think, like this, and maybe about wait, we'll kind of do something like this, and we'll just put like a little small road going across. Scroll over here to the ones we made. So many roads. All right, we're gonna do this. Yeah, about there, I think will work. Connect that like that. Let's hope. It is gonna be a pain. Okay. We'll see if it'll let us. It probably won't. Yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of that. We're gonna need to flatten all this. So let's go here real fast to flatten. Okay, let's try that again. We might be able to. I think with all the terrain alternating I did. I can't even talk today. For how much I altered the terrain, I think things are slightly messed up. Let's kind of get rid of this real fast, see what happens. See if we can fix some stuff. Oop, got rid of the bridge. Or the road. Okay, so I think we're this one. There we go. Alrighty, let's see if this works. So, hopefully it will. We're gonna go about halfway again, like I said. Probably about there. And it's still doing a bridge. That's so weird. Wonder what would happen if we redid that. Let's see. Completely get rid of that. Alrighty. Let's see if we can put it here now. Alrighty. Kind of bring this over a little bit. Actually doing this one. Oop. Alrighty, we'll put that little train station in there. Okay, we're good. Nice. So, we're gonna bring this down. Let's hope we can do this. So we're gonna go like this. And we're gonna make it like no parking. So it's just gonna be like a road basically. Okay, so go in here real fast and see if we can't mess with this. There we go. That looks a little better. There we go. That's the other downside, is that that's gonna be one way. Let's see if we can find another one real fast. I know there's a lumber one. We'll see what that looks like. Train station, lumber transfer. That is gigantic. That is outrageously huge. Okay, so what we might do is, can we make it between? Question. We could kind of do a little GD track if we had to. And also with Foundry Street, we could also move it back if we had to. Give us more room. That's what I think we're going to do. Let's go ahead and we'll kind of get rid of that little bit there. And we're going to go back here to our road. And it should be this one. Boom. We're gonna go like this real fast. That. There we go. Well, we've got a bridge now. That kind of bites. What would happen if we move that down a little bit? Is it still gonna try building a bridge? No, we're good. Nice. I think it did. Nope, we're actually fine. Okay, cool. So we're gonna go back down here and bring this little double road over here, like over that way. There we go. Looks kind of good. Ooh, a little lag there. Alrighty. Let's go back in here. Let's look at this lumber transfer. That lumber transfer is huge. And there's nothing we can do. Oh, actually, this is a small little depot. Oh, so now are you people or are you passenger station? That's good to know. That's a passenger station. This isn't, though. The only thing is, I think the track's going to be too wide for what we want to use it for. I think we're going to go back to the cargo. And we're going to go ahead and make that little small, you know, no parking. We're going to have to come up this way. Here we are. Actually, we're going to bring that up a little bit more, I think. Let's go here. We're going to do it here, I believe. Yeah, it looks better. So what we're going to do is we're going to get as close as we can to that. Because we're going to have the track kind of loop around. It's going to be very unrealistic, but it'll work. It'll work for sure. Okay. So I got these little things. And we're going to kind of make it do like a... Oh, that's kind of cool. This is going to look so bad. Okay, we'll keep that like that. So what it looks like we have we have multiple tracks. That actually I think is going to work out really well. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off real fast, turn the grid off. Apparently it wants to keep snapping. So let's go ahead. Why don't we do two-way here? So let's grid back on here. I want there in the middle. Yes. Yes, please. That's very interesting. I have no idea what's going on there. Apparently we hit something. That's one way. Oops. There we go. I think this is what we need here. There we go. Alrighty. Back to here. Of course, it's being outrageously touchy. There we go. Nice. So now we're going to need a one-way here. Which apparently it does not want to do. There we are. Nice. Then we're going to bring this around this way.
Good to have you back. I've got an email from a listener who asks, you only play ancient music, play something new. Well, concerned listener, I think you are confused. We don't play any music from antiquity. You're thinking of our rival Plato 88.0 at 88.4. As for the classics, practically all the music
there we go.
Here is quite
Let's see if we can't get some curves going here.
Thanks for listening.
So bad. Alrighty. Yeah. Okay, so that's there. So we're gonna need to boost this, I think, to 2-track, and we'll see what it does. So we got 2-track both ways. That looks horrible. So we might just actually use the regular ones, see what happens. Let's go back here. There we are. See what this does. See if this looks better. I know they're electrical overhead lines, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. I think those look a little bit better, in all honesty. There we go. A little bit better, I said. not 100%. We move this a little bit here. You can kind of see the rails. It's got a little bit of weird stuff happening. Got a little gate there. That's good. Alrighty, so we're going to continue the track until we get to Webster, which is there. And then it appears that it goes down into a... We're going to keep it double. It says single, but we're just going to keep it double. Because I don't have a single track both ways. There's this, but they're not really working out that well, so... Go ahead, keep it double, and we're going to just keep going this way as we get rid of all the infrastructure that we laid down before. And I do believe I didn't put a crossing there. Oh. How fun. There we go. Now we're good. Cool. So now, we're gonna need a roundhouse. We have that, which is good. So let's see if we can't find that roundhouse. Because all these were just the different types of tracks. And I just don't think it's gonna work properly. I'm gonna see what this does real fast. Oh, that's weird looking. That's interesting. Oh, how interesting. It does look a little bit better, I think. Let's do that. We're gonna keep it like that. I also could make it... Yep, we're just gonna... I'm just still trying to figure out what I want to do. But I do like the idea of this. This looks kind of cool. Okay, where's Webster? Webster, we're there. Okay. So that's the only weird thing it does. I'm just kind of like, why are you doing this? Difference. Okay, it's just gonna mess up everything. Yeah, we're gonna go back to keeping everything or doubles. There we go. Cool. Fix that, that. I do like the crossing over and everything. But I'm gonna have to look more into how it works and everything. Alrighty. I'll probably take this track and off-screen stuff. Make it like so I can do both ways. Or see if there is a both ways one, which I bet there is. There we are. And I know today, if you go to certain places, you can actually still see some train tracks left over. It's not there anymore, but like, I think it was Kiwi. I want to say Kiwi, where the old Frigid Air used to come down, and I think Kiwi it was. But then if you look to the right, there used to be like a train track over here, or probably this one. This train track here. Then also, if you go down Wayne Avenue, as soon as you go over, there's the train track. Over here, there's a train track too, still. Which will be really interesting once we mess with it, if we can actually figure out where certain things are, because that'd be kind of cool. Alrighty, so let's go see if we can't connect this up here. Sweet, we did. Awesome. So we have a lot of tracks basically up there. I would like it if they all worked, but I know they're not going to. But we're gonna definitely need a that roundhouse. I just don't know where it's under. But either way, you know, it's working nice. So we're not like focusing on the tracks the whole time. We'll mess around a little bit down here as well. So let me kind of click off here. If we come down here a little bit more, there's still some stuff. Like, if we go down to 3rd Street here, there's 3rd. Where are you? Your recycling center? We're going to need to move you. How much is it going to cost to relocate you? $10,000. We have it. Let's go ahead. We'll put the recycling center, like, over here for now. Cool. So we're on... We're going to look at over here. Between 2nd and 3rd. So. Go up here to 2nd. And we also have some schools. Apparently we've lost some money. Interesting. We got a rural school that's only 200, which this will actually fit in really well with this. Boom. Nice. And I'll put like another one over here once we get like 10,000. As you can tell, the mods are being very interesting. There we go. Let's de-zone this a little bit. Okay, it already is. Cool. I mean, that looks pretty good. I like it. Then we'll put like another one over here. Apparently we've got some more modern buildings. Interesting. So the great thing about this is I like how this fits in. If you look at 2nd Street, there is I think like St. Joseph. As you can, I think it's the St. Joseph there, public school. There actually is like these buildings here, and it's pretty close to red, I think, if I remember correctly. Sadly, we got to get rid of more of this industry here. But we're gonna put another one in next to it once we get $10,000. But one thing I've noticed with the city is starting to see a lot more like traffic, like pretty bad. Apparently there's a garbage truck there that's not the right time period, but besides the point. I'm also trying to figure out, I think I can fit a couple like lumber yards and stuff in, like the actual real ones in the game. I think I can fit them in, but the only downside is it's gonna be like a whole block, which probably isn't bad. In all honesty, probably not bad, because that's a little bit big. But yeah, it might work. We might get to work. It might have a train going through it. Who knows? Or actually, I could put it over here and stuff like that. But no, I think it's looking pretty good. We're not making all that much money. Something's happening. I think we got a lot of people dying or something. We might have to put down a couple graveyards. It looks like crime's pretty bad too. How are we on everything? We're good there. Crime says it's low. That one apparently is not connected. Interesting. Can we move you to like a corner or something? Will this help you? There we go. Put you there for now. Hopefully we'll see. There we go. Hopefully we see some crime come down a little bit. As you can tell, we still have a lot of flooding going on and everything. I was kind of hoping to have more done in this, but, or at least in this episode. But we're slowly getting there. Like, we mess with this a little bit, mess with this. Maybe off stream I'll go ahead and fix the canal system, replace it with the Dutch. But yeah, I'm gonna make a couple more assets, I think, or try working on a couple assets so I can get this track both directions. And we'll connect it over here eventually. But that might be a little bit of a ways to get a track in. But yeah, let me see how long it's been going real fast. I might call the stream here. We've been going for... Are you gonna tell me? About 33 minutes. We'll go just a little bit longer. So we do have a church, which I'm going to use the church for a graveyard for the time being. We can always replace it later. So the church here is going to be St. John's Church, which is on the corner of 3rd Street and Foundry Street, I believe. Madison, I'm sorry. So we're going to go 3rd and Madison. Got it right here. And we're going to go to health. And we're going to go try getting one of these churches in if we can. How many people can you hold? 500? How many people can you hold? 3,000. Oh yeah, we're going to go for you. There we go. We're going to click on it real fast and change it to horse. Because no one knows what cars are. And we're going to need to totally get rid of the buildings here. I mean, look at that. Got some god rays going on with the really bad looking tree. Got some god rays coming from the church. Where else would they come from? Yeah, looks good. Getting trampled by horses. Fun fact, I went on vacation a couple weeks ago and some horses broke loose and I about got trampled by horses. So yeah, it's a real thing. My FPS is going crazy. I think it's like at like 12 and 3. That's pretty bad. But yeah, things are coming along. Eventually this year we'll have a tram line coming through, which we could start doing really if we wanted to. Let's go do that. We're gonna go to tram, and we should have some really nice tram roads I made. If it works. Yes, we do. Okay. So now the question is, I think I want this one. We might actually... Oh, here it is. I want this one instead. I lied. There we go. So, we widen... Wow, we got a fire. I don't know where that fire truck's coming from. Over here, actually. Nice. So this actually, I do believe, yes, this firehouse is actually in the right position. So if we look at the old market here, over here in this, you can actually see where the fire station is. So we'd have something like a market here eventually. And we'll also have a church on the end. How much money do we have? We only have 2,000. And like the other thing is, I don't know, is like if this area is actually industry or if it's residential. To me, it'd be kind of weird to see. Well, it does say how. Unless a house is a bar. Is it like a tap house kind of thing? I mean, like, it's going along pretty well. Streets look nice. Once we actually get the trams in, it'll look pretty cool, I think. I'm tempted to put some in right now, but I know I shouldn't. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go back to this real fast. Let me expand that out a little bit. There we go. So if we look at it, in all honesty, that is the only tram line. It's down third. Nothing up here has trams or anything like that. Oops. And we have to rotate it again. Go ahead and do that real fast. Rotate. But yeah. So that's the question. If you guys have any suggestions or anything, let me know. Or if you know of anybody that makes mods, we could get some more, assetted mods would be kind of cool. Like, it seems like there's just a lot of lumberyards and stuff. But just the lumberyards we have, they're just way too big. Like, if we get some, like, 2x2 lumberyards or something of that sort, I think it would be good. I could, like, make it a park, really. Like, I probably could put something down and do it that way. But, yeah, let me know. Let me know if, you guys know of any mods and stuff like that. I'm slightly disappointed that the roads and everything keep getting really weird elevations going on. I just don't know if it's one of those things where we'll have to tear up everything and just, like, reflatten everything. I don't know. But, yeah, we're coming a long way. But like I said, I'm going to redo the assets here. See if I can't get a double direction train. Or a rail, I mean. That way we can maybe see some cool train stuff happen. I'm sad that this is kind of going on. A little bit. Can I pull it back a little bit? Kinda. But yeah. But I'm gonna leave it here. You guys take care, have a good one. And I shall see you in the next video. See you guys. Take care. Bye.